What's up, Yins? This week on Car Dad Bill, we have a special treat. It's a 2022 Genesis GV-70. This is the 2.5 liter turbo all-wheel drive. So it's like the lower model of the two because they make a 3.5 liter twin turbo, which is insane. But let's go for a ride in this Genesis. So first impressions with the Genesis, let's just start where it matters, and it's elegance. That's the word of the day for this vehicle. It is tight, finish is clean, high-end materials, great drivability, and the exterior design is just off the charts. I mean, when I first got it, the first day I had it was a sunny day. Today it's raining and it's crappy out. It was sunny and it was gorgeous, and the paint has a big metallic finish on it, and just the shape of it overall, pretty top end. All right, guys, standing outside the GV-70 2.5 liter, and a couple things that I do want to go over on the outside. Obviously, that front grille is dope. Love how the lights are separated by a piece of trim. Body colored paneling, that's sick. Love that. Quad beam headlights, LEDs, no fog lights. Look at this detail line right here. Look at how that sits on top of the hood. The hood rests onto the fender. Gorgeous detail there. Swoopy lines. That line right there shoots to the back, right over top of the wheel arch. And it kind of flexes on the body line. And then you have the hip line coming up the backside like that. Straight back here. Love those two lines. And you're always going to notice when you look at cars, especially from the side, this front angle usually goes down through the wheel, and in the back door should always come down center line on the wheel in the back. So those are the proportions you're looking for when you look at cars. This fastback, sick taillights. Look at those taillights. And then the third brake light is this whole light up here. That whole light lights up across the back. Pretty nice. But this fastback design is gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. 19-inch wheels on this one. You can get bigger wheels on the other models, but this is pretty loaded up, pretty nice. Let's take a look at the inside and check that out. All right, guys, in the Genesis, so there's a fingerprint reader right there. It doesn't know my fingerprint, so it's not going to do anything. It's like it doesn't know me. But the engine start button is up here. Fire that up, and you get a little bit of automation there. And then just look at this dash. I mean, really, really classy. Really, really clean. Look at the lighting behind here. Look how this line shoots across through the vent, up over the steering wheel, back down to this vent, swoops across. Just little details like that. The seats are plush. Absolutely plush. Lexicon sound system. Sounds. And look at the details. You have the detail there that's also over here. And then you have all of these different selection devices that are a little bit different than you normally see. Now up here, let's start up here first. So we have plastic finish, we have leather wrapped finish, we have aluminum finish, piano black finishes over here. Parking brakes down here and your trunks down here. Power assisted steering wheel. Coming into the gauge cluster, this is an analog gauge, that is all a screen. Even the RPM gauge is a screen. It's not the same as that. You can see it better that way probably. But to toggle through all of those things up there, it's this one here. Gives you different ratings. You can see what I'm averaging on my gas mileage. I'm averaging about 19 on that. I like to keep it on the digital gauge. Your miles to empty is always there, and then your actual odometer readings there. If your start stop is on, it'll show it up here. And then obviously the P is for park. When you put it in drive, it changes to drive, changes to park, lets you know what's going on as well. Now this screen here is a touch screen, but it's also controlled down here. So once you move it over, you can select things. But I love this rest. It's called the rest screen. It's like their home screen. So if you're over to the side here and you're in these settings and you're doing something over here, let's just say we're in our navigation, right? And we want to see the map. We go back to menu, navigation, map. And those are the configurations for the map. You can do all these different 3D, two up, 3D map. I like the 3D map, that's my favorite. And then we keep toggling. I'm using this down here to toggle through that stuff. So this thing spins, changes the menu items up top. You go back to home, and then you go to map, and here you are. There's our 3D setting. So that's what we just set it at, the 3D look, which is pretty neat. So this down here, you go back to our home setting. You can toggle this, you can spin it, or you can toggle it, push the whole thing over, and it gives you all these different settings. And then I always go back to that screen, because that screen gives you what's on the radio, what time it is, what date it is, and then it gives you Navi on this side as well with your temperature. And I just like the look of that screen, but that to each their own. Now down here are really easy HVAC controls. You have dual climate, dual seat settings, you have your steering wheel heated right there, and all of this is touch. So just to change it is just a touch. Heated steering wheel's on, heated steering wheel's off. You can turn on your cold seat. You can turn on your hot seat. Change your temp this way. Obviously, automatic cruise off or defrosters. Down here is you can quickly jump to whatever screen you need this way. Or you can go back home. And then I always tap over to the left, there's your screen. So down here, we have your parking assist, your drive mode selections, your parking cameras. This is how you do volume. You roll it one way and the other, or you press it down to turn it on and off. Same with tuning, it rolls back and forth. Here's the menu buttons that I was showing you earlier that I was using. This is your navigation device for those screens. As you turn it, it changes. Turn it back, it changes. Turn. Pretty cool. This is the same idea. Push for park. Reverse is turning it this way. Neutral is one click over. Drive is the next click over. If you're in park, then you want to get to drive, you just turn it all the way over to drive. It's pretty simple technology. It doesn't take a whole lot of time to get used to. Down here is the wireless charging, with a battery charger or an SD hookup or HDMI hookup. Not HDMI, USB hookup, so you can play your music and things up there. Keys are down there. Glove box, cup holders, glove box right here. Let's go in the back real quick and check it out. Getting in the back door, same sweet layering of materials, quality materials, extra sunshade down below. Boosters fit in great. And charging capability down below with venting. Nice doors again. And then over here, Anna can get down here and plug in her seatbelt because it's a static seatbelt, which is really, really nice. Decent leg room back there as well, even for adults. Back here, if you have the key in your pocket and you're just standing here, this will open automatically. But since there's a streamline back here, there's no bumper at all. That is the button that opens up the trunk. And look at that hatch design. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. And it can hold a lot of stuff in here. I mean, I've had multiple hockey bags. Everything works in here just fine. It's a great looking interior, great looking exterior. Just a well executed vehicle. Buttons up here. Let's go for a ride and talk about it. All right, guys, so there's no Monroney for this one. The sun's coming out. I'm gonna go for a ride and talk about this thing a little bit. But in the meantime, the MSRP for this base model 2.5 liter inline 4 turbo all-wheel drive is $41,000 and change. So with some options, this is the Premier package or advanced package, I believe actually is what it's called. That's gonna add some money to it. So you're probably looking at the high 40s, low 50s for this model. And I showed you the average gas mileage was getting around 19. This has 300 horsepower and it has 311 pound-feet of torque. That's nothing to run off. That's a lot of power. And for a little vehicle like this with all-wheel drive, it's actually perfect. I find 300 horsepower to be a sweet spot because you can use all of it in regular driving scenarios. You don't need to go to a track necessarily. Speaking of track, this thing handles like a go-kart. It is unbelievable in corners. You can feel the car sit into the corner, sit onto the back suspension. The rear wheels dig in. You can just point it and go. So that's really, like, if I'm gonna start with my pros and cons, I have to say that style, number one, exterior, interior style is at the top. We're talking Mercedes-Benz, Acura, Lexus kind of, appearance and feel and quality and fit and finish in this vehicle. Second thing is this strong turbo. I like the strong, small motor. It hustles, it gets on the highway. It's a really nice cruising vehicle. And then three is the handling. I mean, when it puts it all together, you have a vehicle that responds to your acceleration inputs and your throttle inputs. You have a vehicle that responds to you throwing it around the corners. It has a great feel to it. And you tie it all together with the chassis that this is. It's only a 5-passenger, so that's gonna be okay for a lot of folks. I need a little bit more room, obviously. But for like a commuting vehicle, for something you need to take to work, this thing is really, really awesome. I love the way it looks, love the way it drives. I can't wait to get my hands on the 3.5 liter twin turbo. That's gonna be fun. That's 375 horsepower. I think it's almost 400 pounds of torque. So that'll be a fun one because this is pretty fast to begin with. So that would be even better, I think. When I was thinking about the cons of this vehicle, the downfall, the drawbacks, there's not a whole lot that I can come up with. Some of the user interfaces of the interior of this vehicle are going to throw some people for a loop. I showed some friends of mine earlier this week, and they had a couple issues. figuring out how to get it in a drive, how to navigate the screen. Once I showed them how everything worked, they were able to do it, but that could be a drawback as far as just no ease, not having the ease of use that you would have in a normal vehicle that didn't have as much touch surfaces or digital surfaces to interface with. The other drawback, I guess, I mean, honestly, I can't find that many. There really aren't. It gets decent mileage. It's quick off the line. It's smooth to drive. It has super quiet interior. The styling on the outside and styling of the inside is absolutely top notch. I mean, aside from the fact that maybe it's too small in the back, I mean, it's not even that small. I mean, I sat back there behind me not long ago just to see if I could fit, and I fit just fine. I guess maybe interfacing with the technology. We have cameras everywhere, so when we turn a turn signal on, the camera comes on like that, which is pretty cool. Gotta have stuff like that. I mean, I can't find a whole lot of the cons. All right, so driving, you got your digital display there. Nothing different, nothing special there. But the dashboard's just great. It looks great while you're driving. But when you turn on your turn signal, that pops up onto the right side. And if you go to the left side, it does the same thing on the left side. Pretty neat. Getting on the highway up here, this is where I'm gonna hit the throttle, getting on, going up that hill. And I want you guys to hear the lack of road noise. There's really not a whole lot of road noise coming from the vehicle when you're stepping on it, and I like it. It handles these bends so well. You can creep around these corners. You can catch the corner real nice. Especially up here, there's an awkward bump. It takes it like a champ. And then, man, does it throw you in the seat. And it has a great shift noise to it. Just sounds good, drives good. Gotta love it. Not a whole lot of road noise. In fact, there's no road noise. Just a really good, really solid vehicle. All right, guys, thanks for watching this week. Car Dad Bill, real cars for real people for real life. I appreciate everybody's support. I'm over 200 followers, 200 subscribers now, which is fantastic. I love doing these videos. I love getting these cars. I love showing you guys the ins and outs of these cars. If there's a different approach you guys want to see me take, let me know in the comments. I appreciate everybody's comments, even the ones that are not nice. I get it. Not everyone's gonna love what I do. But the best part about this is it's an opinion. It's everybody's opinion of these vehicles. And I try to get the best facts I can for these vehicles so that I'm not giving you guys different information. Everything's coming straight from the manufacturer. Real cars, real people, real life. Thanks so much for watching. See you guys next week.